Boys, gals, and pals, welcome to Lockdown Lovin. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and from where we are filming. I would like to recognise the continuing connection to lands, waters, and community. I pay my respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture and to the elders past, present, and emerging. Now, guys, gals, and pals, this is Lockdown Lovin, a chat show where I'm about to get absolutely obliterated in makeup skills by my upcoming guest. When I say obliterated, I mean Thanos snapped his fingers. But in this reality, I ain't coming back.
No.
Now, my name is Justin Thomas. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm here to confuse, confiscate, and quite possibly never compensate you for what you're about to see. Now, welcoming my next victim, guest, an incredible artist, Minx Minxette. Yay! Now, dancer and choreographer, business owner, feminist and fluid, rainbow fashionista, proud fur mum, and Miss Minxette, or Minx if you're nasty.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you?
I'm all right, all things considered, to be honest. I'm one of the lucky ones, as shit as it sometimes feels, but like, we're trying to stay positive, so we good.
We're in Australia. We're all doing lucky at the moment. So
very much that.
Now, it ain't a party unless it's an S Club party, but I do want to start us off with some shots. Have you got a shot?
Oh, I have a shot. I was going to say multiple, plural.
No. I'm not that game. I don't drink that much.
Yeah, I have a little fireball here.
I have a little tequila.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers, baby. Woo. And then, of course, Lisa.
Yeah, I've got some cider.
I have some cheap red wine.
We're feeling fruity.
Alrighty, babe. So what have you been doing? What's the gig? What's the go? What's new? Give me an update on your life.
My life, I'm still running all of my classes. I'm happy to say that even though Melbourne passed our 200th day in lockdown last week, I have not cancelled a single dance class since we started lockdown last year.
Yes.
So we're keeping things moving, we're keeping things going. Doesn't matter what the universe is trying to throw at us, things are progressing always. So even if it's online, it's still going. So that's still going. Being an artist, a fiercely independent one for many, many years, I did have to take a day job. So I'm also working a day job now, thanks to this pandemic. But we're doing what we got to do. We're hustling and we're surviving. So it's all good.
Girl, same. My day job at the moment is not as glamorous as yours. I need to pick up a couple of days in a warehouse, just doing and packing.
No shame in it. I've been there.
I was at work at 5 a.m. this morning.
You couldn't pay me enough. No.
I thought that pandemic.
True, it's true. Yeah.
What are you doing during the day at the moment?
I am representing a government agency in a call center, but like from home. So I've got my call center voice on, clacking away.
Can I get a taste of the call center voice?
Oh no!
No, seriously.
I have done voiceover work in the past, so
okay.
I have a phone voice. It's terrible.
All right, show up. You ready? All right, bring.
Good afternoon. You're speaking with Mary. How can I help you today?
Mary loves it. Yes.
We don't want to be traced. We don't want to be traceable. No. Generic white name insert here.
Oh, 100%. I think. Oh, if I did that? What would my voice be? I think it would be like, "Hello, you've reached." Like it would be very just that.
I felt a bit of an octave drop there.
Yeah, drop the octave.
Yeah.
Very like passable cis male.
So
during the day, you're doing this job, and it really is because you're actually quite intelligent. So I asked you to send me like a list of like accolades, achievements, all of that. And I'm just gonna read this out because
Are you gonna read it?
no, I am, because I just get the floor just absolutely wiped clean. You just like literally walk in and just like, you know. All right, here we go. I'm gonna say it all and then I want to talk about each individual one. Bachelor in Biomedical Science and honors in, I'm gonna try to pronounce this, immunology,
Yes.
published in Nature.
Yes.
Professional
Yes.
makeup artist and winner of the International Distinction in Makeup Artistry Awards 2014. Over 12 years teaching, choreographing, and judging experience in all street Latin styles. I'm starting to smile and go red of this because I'm embarrassed for me right now. 5 Australian professional solo reggaeton titles and featuring in So You Think You Can Dance, Australia's top 70 dancers. My competition troupe, your competition troupe, has won 15 national titles to date.
And counting.
And that ain't all. Founding director of the Embassy Dance and recipient of an award of excellence for your contribution to the Latin dance scene in Australia 2019.
Thank you.
Does someone talk like the cover letter, hun? The cover letter. You know, just accomplishments and accolades. Who cares about the rest of it?
It's difficult because like I've actually kept all of these worlds very separate for a long time because, you know, if you apply for makeup work, you show them your makeup resume. If you apply for a dance gig, you show them your dance resume, and so on. So it's weird to have it all in one go, but it was only recently, like maybe because the pandemic, that I decided to like set up a LinkedIn where everything was on there, and I was like, no, actually, screw it. Like people should know about the fact that I am a multifaceted, multi-skilled individual. Like that's a testament to my professionalism and my ability to apply myself. So,
and the work, you know, it doesn't. Who was I talking to this about the other day? I think it was Alicia, and we were talking about the fact that like, what's talent? You know, it's work.
Oh, skill versus talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why, you know, some child stars in any discipline don't necessarily grow up to be amazing, because if it's a natural talent, you never had to work for it, you don't know how to apply yourself, and you're not going to get that far. So they're two very different things, and you can have a lot of one, and that might not be enough. So,
and where do you think you sit?
I think I'm lucky enough to have a bit of both. I know that like I'm a good copycat. For example, I can watch things and kind of go, oh yeah, it's kind of like this, like whether it's a dance move or like a makeup application technique. Like I am good at kind of fumbling through and figuring things out. But I'm also not afraid of the work. So like with my biomedical degree, for example, that was literally just to make the family happy before I went off and led a creative career. So I was like,
but that's also still insane because that's like, like she's smart. Like she's smart.
It's funny. A lot of people assume I'm young and dumb just because, like, of
you
what.
Skin and you don't.
Because of this.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you can think that. That's fine. You'll find out later. No worries.
You said before that you did the science and the bachelor's and that whole side of your life to please the family.
Yes.
Can you kind of give me an example, or can you explain that to me from your perspective?
So it's a very typical, it's not a unique story, like the typical academic family with one side full of doctors and the other side full of all other kinds of things, teachers, nurses, educators, etc. So it's just the expected thing. You have to go to university and you have to have a real career, especially coming from immigrant families where it's like that's the path. There's no question of any alternative at all. So extracurriculars are encouraged, but that's not a real job. So yeah, like I remember even after graduating for years, my mom would still send me emails and text messages, and there would be nothing in them except for a hyperlink to a job in like a lab or a hospital or something. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. I'm employed right now. Like, I'm fine.
Let's call it. Can you explain to me what your upbringing was like in regards to all of that? What was your family background? What was it like growing up in your kind of close circles?
Um, so I am the eldest by a long shot of one well, elder of two, as well as eldest on my mum's side of all the grandchildren. So very much that whole you need to lead by example type situation. Um, Mom's first generation Italian, and my dad's Chinese and Spanish, born in Chile. So it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's that extra layer of not just necessarily excellence that is expected, but it's excellence because that's the norm, if that makes sense. Like an A isn't good enough. It's like, where's the plus, you know? Plus the whole being the eldest, and if you do badly, then what do you think your sister's going to be able to get away with, and all of that kind of thing.
Do you have one sister?
I do. I have one younger sister, younger by 3 years. Um, and yeah, I was growing up, I was bullied a lot because I was everything that I wasn't supposed to be. I was too Asian, too ethnic, depending on where I was at the time, too nerdy, too extracurricular, like everything except the sports. Like I did sports, but I did solo sports. So because I didn't do like the team stuff, like the netball and all of that kind of thing, I was still outside on other. So
Yeah.
my basic kind of tactic was just head down, study my ass off, get into a university far away, and deuces, baby. Like, that's it.
So you mentioned being bullied. What type of impact did that have on you in your kind of really important years of mental development in early late teens in terms of your emotional stability? And also, how has that then impacted your work and your art?
So I think this is almost where like even though I'm not like I'm fluid, but I'm not like your standard kind of like I'm not gay or lesbian, so I'm not like glaringly queer, but I do feel a lot like a strong allegiance to any minority or group that is told that they're not a part of anything. Like I feel that kind of kinship and I want to help them and lift them up because I've been there. I've been the only person in the whole town, like the whole country town, where like there were only two schools in my high school, like in my high school years, there were only two schools in the town, very small. And I remember everyone at the other school, even though I didn't know who they were, they knew to give me shit. Like I would be walking home from school and I would have people I didn't know throwing shit at cars from me, like driving past and screaming things and throwing things at me. And I'm like, I'm a child. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I know what it feels like to feel like everyone around you is against you. And it messes you up when you're in that for sure.
Yeah.
It made me really defensive. It made me like, I'm already like a strong, fiercely independent type of personality, but to have that reinforced by your outside world for the first 2 decades of your life, it makes it a bit too extreme. So I had to do a lot of work on myself to kind of rein that back and be like, no, it's okay. Some people like you. It's okay. Like they're not all evil. It's fine.
Yeah. I very similarly, I was like bullied growing up. I was a dancer. I was gay. Like blah 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 blah. All of that shit. And it really really affected me. But it just got to a point where I was just kind of like, oh fuck it. And from that point on, then moving from that point into adulthood, I had to learn to rein it back in because I did not, like, I already don't give a shit.
Right.
I couldn't care less. I'm going to say what I'm thinking. I'm generally a nice person. I'm ruthlessly disgusting. And I think I'm quite funny. And
okay, sometimes.
And like, you know, like, but I needed to learn to rein it down because there was no off. I'd also learned to just perform my way through life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the PTSD. And then also because of that, girl, are you gluing down your eyebrows right now? Or are you just covering them in white?
So they're already gelled. I laminate and gel my brows because I got those thick ass wog brows, honey. Like they do not cooperate without chemicals. We'll say that.
We love a thick brow.
Yes, we do. But if she's pointing in the right direction, that's the only trouble. So we gelled, and now I'm just putting down a white base before I put my rainbow colors through.
Oh, yay. I'm actually doing brows today. um,
Yippee.
because you are, so I couldn't do it.
You don't normally wear
Normally sometimes I just give up and I'll just rub my hand in the powder and then just shimmy it
brows?
onto my brows. Because the thing is, what people don't realize is look at this, right? I don't have a humongous brow, but what you don't realize about that there, which is my natural hair color, is surrounding it is so much platinum hair. So
Right.
I have quite bushy brows, but you
They're
can't
just
really
fine.
see them.
Tint them.
I don't know. Look at you. Anyway, so you did all of that. You were growing up. How did that affect your kind of your work and your artistry now? Growing up, and I know for me, it made such a deep impact in how I treat people in the community that I wanted to build.
Yeah. So my main message, even before I kind of realized it, I was doing it automatically just because of my journey, but I wanted to live in an unapologetic, visible way, expressing myself in order to give others that comfort that they can do it too. Even as something as simple as just like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna wear the red lipstick. Like that might be your adventurous thing that you really want to do, but you feel like you can't because XYZ reason.
Yeah.
Like, does it really matter? Like that's always been my thing, is just life's short, wear the thing, put on the makeup, do like whatever it is you want to do, cut your hair, like it's not hurting anyone, but it makes so much difference to you. So
yes. Yeah. And anyone who says it is hurting them, liar. And also not a good person.
Show me the medical report.
Show me the psychologist's notes.
I want diagnoses.
So then, speaking of makeup and everything in as well, and even if it's just a red lippy, professional makeup artist and a national distinction in makeup awards, artistry awards, 2014. So you went from, this is what I'm gathering. You went from you finished uni, you might have done a little bit of work from the uni in a lab or something, and then you've probably just gone, I need to beat my brows in rainbow.
I actually never worked in immunology. My published paper is just off of my honors thesis, so I was just very lucky to be able to do that. I went straight from that into a call center job selling health insurance because I just needed to earn money, but I didn't want to use my brain because I never had a gap year or anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, just doing this. And then a colleague at the time was like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm going back to fragrance in Maya. And he was like, bitch, come with me. And I was like, but like fragrance isn't really my thing. Like if I did it, I'd do makeup, but I have no qualifications. And he goes, just come with me. We'll put you on the perfume floor. It's in the middle of the makeup floor anyways. Look like you do, and someone will give you a job. 3 months later, I was working the makeup counter for the mascot. And then like a year and a half later, I was on the stage in London.
So you were beat before a makeup degree?
I have no formal qualifications in makeup.
Yeah, but like, look, your qualifications are your mug, babe.
And what is it? My face is my ID.
and the mugs that you do on every other bitch.
Yeah.
She paints.
You.
Yeah. So the next one on the list was over 12 years teaching, choreography, and judging experience in all street Latin styles. How did you get into Latin?
Okay, it's pretty much the same story as almost every single person who ends up going into any kind of couple dance, but like 1 degree of separation. So my friend in my first year of uni wanted to do ballroom classes because he wanted to meet chicks, but he didn't want to go by himself, so he dragged me along, and I really enjoyed it. And the cute thing is, 6 years later, I was in the exact same room teaching the class. So like full circle moment, I went from learning at Melbourne Uni to being one of the teachers there.
Yay.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
Yeah. And doesn't that just feed you?
It was beautiful. It was so amazing when it happened. Like I remember the day sitting there. Well, I was standing with my back to the mirror and just looking at the room and being like, like trying almost not to cry in front of my students, and there were a bunch of uni kids like they don't give a
Yes.
No, like couldn't give a shit. Yeah. 5 Australian professional solo reggaeton titles.
Yeah.
Uh,
Off of 2 routines in 2 years.
Go get your life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've competed against you and lost.
Oh, we have? When did we compete? That's not shade. Oh my god. No, because you know what happened.
But I don't know if we were that close then.
I do remember.
Yeah.
SLF, and you were wearing like that sequin bomber.
We didn't compete.
You didn't compete?
Oh,
Yes,
did I
you
compete?
did.
No, yes. Oh my god. I never want to remember that moment in my life.
I remember, see?
You remember me coming in and being like, I want to perform. Okay, what am I going to enter? Okay, salsa. Let's find a song with a 3-4 time signature. Throw in some. I've been to one class. I'm going to go into the pro division because why not?
Very bad.
I'm a professional dancer. Maybe not in this style, but I'm going into the amateur. That's not fair. End of story. And also, I didn't want to compete. So, and then I think I did more hip hop, and I think I freestyled some of it.
Yeah, it was commercial hip hop, that kind of vibe.
I look back on it, and it's not my favorite performance. I have to admit, it's not something that I'm like.
That's okay.
Post that everywhere, but I had a really good time, and we met that weekend.
Yes.
So I've lost against you twice.
Okay, you need to remind me of the other one then. Which one were you thinking?
2019 World Salsa Solo. No. 2019. Yeah, WSS.
Yeah.
In Brisbane. The reggaeton division. You came first. The La Reggaetoneras came second, and I came third.
As in my team.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was going to say I didn't do a solo that year. That's why I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
I did a mambo solo. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's called, and then I remember because I was like, you came out with a horde of people, and I had literally turned to 2 girlfriends like a month before the comp and was like, want to do something? And you came out with a horde of people, and I was like,
yes.
I did have a great thing that year, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, the watermelon costumes.
You like that?
I thought it was cute.
I thought it was camp as fuck, and my students hated it. And I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't care.
I didn't know that you had a decision in this process.
Oh yeah, I design everything myself.
And then get it made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the costumes, all designed by me, all the music, all taught by me.
No. We didn't meet at SLF in 2019.
Don't.
We met at SLF in 2018. We met at but then was that the festival where you had the latex pink puffy shoulder? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me. That was my team.
That has to be you.
Where it looks like dominatrix pink
puffy shoulder. Who else in the scene aside from myself possibly would it be? Really?
I remember the most sad thing backstage was like, what the? Oh, Minx's team.
I remember just looking at it and just being like, wet. And then that night, we were, and I'd barely been able to, I hadn't really been a social dancer up until that year. And so,
oh my God, you asked me to zook.
I did, because I didn't know how to zook. I knew one basic. I didn't. No, I didn't. Not at all. And I don't give a shit. I just was having so much fun. And then you were like, do you know any more zook? So I led you through like one basic. And then I just started seeing what I could lead.
Do you remember the dance-off circle with Bercy that year?
Okay, so what I remember, right, so this is what I remember.
How drunk were you by that point?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But I have a good memory. So when it comes to drinking and dance-offs, so I remember I came in, you guys had already started, and I think I just walked in because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I feel like that was what happened.
Yeah.
Because Gracie was like, let's go, let's create a circle.
Yes.
Do it. And I was like, okay. And then you were like,
And
me
none of
too.
you
I was like,
knew
okay.
me. None of you knew me. Oh my God,
Right.
it must have looked so bad. I literally rock up to a festival. I compete with a routine that is not salsa. and then I rock up and I start dance battling you when everyone else is just watching.
Look, to be honest,
I have no chill. I have no chill.
It's not a unique thing because there have been people who have come across from the commercial world and tried to join in the street Latin scene many, many times. So it's something that we're like, look, so long as you're good natured about it, which you completely were, then we're like, yes, bitch, work, let's party. But it's what comes after that. And the fact that you've continued to work on your education and understanding of the culture and the foundations, it's all good. Whereas if you just came in going, I have technique from another style, treat me as a professional, we'd be like, for what?
Oh, no. Like my thing is like treat me like a professional dancer because it's what I am. It's what my job is. It's what my income is. But then when it comes to learning new styles, I just did this. I just went new styles. I don't know why. When it comes to learning new styles, especially when they have, I didn't see that. I was too busy in my head.
I was just giving you some Bollywood theater.
But when it comes to styles, I just don't like. For me, so much movement that's getting pumped through the industry at the moment comes from Afro roots. And
it's always been about stealing from the little guys and creating something new out of another culture. So yeah, it happens all the time.
My biggest thing is that I never want to take my privilege for granted. And I also want to be able to have because of my privilege, be able to go, okay, well, I'm going to turn this into a positive and I'm going to make sure that I learn and I make sure that I learn because I love it. And I
use that platform of privilege to elevate the others.
I actually started salsa and Kizomba, which is
Kids!
Amazing. So
that bass line though.
Sorry.
That bass line though.
Oh, it's everything.
It's so good.
It's everything that I wanted and more. So we're gonna do a really quick round of Justin dumb questions.
I think I need that a bit lower, please.
I don't know if I I don't know. I think that's it. Justin's dumb question. No, I think that's it.
Bitch, come through.
She's a bass. Isn't that so weird? It's weird for me to think about the fact that even when I watch all of this back and listen to myself talk, I'm like, oh my God, you sound like a man.
Who's that man?
Who is she? Latest obsession.
Latest obsession. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's preface this with I am terrible at favorites. Like, how do you think I ended up with rainbow hair? I just can't choose.
No. Just, but like, give me one of many, but don't tell me the many.
Okay, nails. Let's just say nails. Nails.
Technology you can't go without.
Technology? Phone.
Yeah. Favorite color?
Phone. Yes. The answer is yes.
All of it. What's one thing people think about you that's wrong?
That I'm stupid.
Do people think that about you?
Yeah.
Ew.
Like, even, okay, this is side quest story. First year uni, there was a med student who lived down the hall from me. So we live on campus at college together. We eat together. We have like ceremonies together, all this kind of shit, right? We live together. Yeah. And towards the end of the year, she saw me in the biomedical library on campus and she comes up to me and she's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm studying. I'm in the biomed library. And she's like, aren't you an art student? So there's this typical, like, it's that standard, like, oh my God, science students are so stupid. Oh my God, art students are so stupid. Like that academic hierarchy in her head.
But just because we naturally sit into a persona that closely relates to Elle Woods from Legally Blonde does not mean that we are stupid.
Exactly.
It
Sometimes
just
I think that's
means
my advantage.
that we sometimes just enjoy being vain and sounding dumb. Because it's fun. And sometimes to just say things that are stupid, like who cares?
Sometimes it's not that serious.
Sometimes it's not that stupid. All right. If you could be an animal for one day, what would you be?
Otter.
Love that. Where were you born?
Hobart.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Heavy girl.
If you had to spend the rest of your life in one place, where would it be?
London.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Everything.
I am everything. 100%. Favorite animal?
My puppy Uku.
Let's call it. If life was a movie, what would yours be called right now?
My lack of pop culture references is holding me back here.
No, but it doesn't have to be a pop culture reference, and if it's bad, I'll take it out.
Yes.
Say Wonder Woman, bitch.
Wonder Woman with better brows.
Duh.
You can only eat one food ever again. What is it?
Karage.
As in the Japanese
fried chicken. Or Korean's good too. Yeah.
We'll get on to Japan. We will. That's one of my topics for us. What's one thing that you're really good at outside of your profession and art? So outside of the list of multiple things that you've just given, what is something else that we need to know you're good at?
What am I good at? I'm actually pretty good at cooking, but I don't like it.
Fabulous. I love that. You know what?
I just don't enjoy it, but I'm good at it. Yeah.
I'm kind of myself. Like I will do it.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I love eating.
I do love eating. Yeah. I'm good at that too.
All right, this one's gonna.
Yes.
You can only wear one color for the rest of your life. What?
Yes.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey!
Right now. It can change in 2 seconds.
Table flip. That's my answer.
Oh, I knew I wasn't going to get
holographic.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take it.
Yes!
In terms of scenery, bush or ocean?
Ocean.
One place you want to go but have never been?
Where have I not been yet? I haven't been anywhere in Africa.
Yeah.
I've been all the other continents. Yeah.
Yes. That's on my list. Go-to photo face. 3, 2,
Photo face.
1. Go.
Wait, what type of photo?
Go to photo face. Just give me one.
Yes.
Jesus, making this. Thank you. All right. Last question.
Can I have a picture with you at a congress?
Yeah, 100%. Smiley, welcoming, ready to go.
Yeah.
But also sassy because of the art.
Photo face.
Yeah. So, and the most important question, anyway. I have no idea what I just did. Anyway, so I'm gathering together a team for the zombie apocalypse, and everyone's dead. Okay. You have 2 minutes to pitch to me why you should be in my team and why I should let you in my team, because it's an elite specialist team and you want to be in this team. You do. And because if you're not successful, I'll probably just leave you here dead.
Okay.
Go.
Cool. Well, that would be your mistake, because if you leave me here, I'm going to create my own.
Yes.
And we're going to rule this territory and you're going to get squashed. So that would happen because, firstly, biomedical scientist, I understand how the body works. I can treat absolutely everybody and make sure that y'all don't get sick. maybe even come up with a cure for the
Yes.
zombie virus. Like, let's just talk about that. And furthermore, I'm an athlete, so bitch can run, bitch can like self-defense. What's up?
Yes! I love that so much. You know what?
Yes.
You're in. You're in. I think that might be my favorite answer so far out of all the guests. The fact you started with that would be your mistake.
She's cocky though.
Dead, absolutely dead. So what was it like in terms of like, you've obviously come from such a wonderful mix of heritages in your family. What was it like spiritually, religiously? Like, what was the gig there?
Oh, not that exciting, unfortunately. So from a religious upbringing, I was raised Catholic. It was also compulsory to study it at school because I went to Catholic school, so I studied it right through to year 12. So I have a good understanding of religion from an academic standpoint, as well as from an internal, like from the inside experience standpoint. But I was given the choice whether I wanted to be confirmed or not. So I'm not confirmed.
Yeah.
And
so did you go to a Catholic school?
Yeah. So part of the choral choir, going to church all the time, singing, all that kind of thing. But because my mom's a librarian, she also read me like all the myths and legends and theologies from all the different cultures. So I was read the Bible as a kid before bed, but also like Greek myths and gods and all the different things. So from childhood, I was from a very early age, I was like, okay, so different people believe different shit. Like, cool.
I'm easy. Yeah. I'm really easy. Like,
yeah. And definitely got to maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10, between 10 and 12, started going, I don't know if I believe there's a white man with a white beard in the sky.
Oh my God, I had this conversation with someone the other day because they were like, oh, Jesus, and I was like, he ain't white.
Yeah, he's a brown man.
So red. And I couldn't tell if it was anger and did I quite care? No. But he wasn't. People talk shit. The last thing that we're going to kind of talk about is your career. So we've obviously spoken about how it started and things like that. But what advice would you give to someone who's looking at you and loves what you do and is going, you know what?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to do that. Like, what advice would you give someone that wants to be Minx?
To be Minx? Well, first of all, honey, there's only one of me. So sorry. Position is taken. No vacancy.
But also accurate,
Facts are facts. I've actually had, because one of my previous businesses that I ran was primarily teaching children and running children's events in the hip hop sphere. And I did have a lot of kids because, let's rewind that. That sounded weird. I did have a lot of kids.
I had so many children.
Oh my God. Because that business we were operating for over a decade, I got to watch kids grow up and realize what they wanted to do for their career. And there was a number of them that wanted to pursue a career in dance, whether it was as a teacher or performer in any aspect. And my primary focus when they wanted to sit down with me and pick my brain was, I want you to realize how much work is involved. I don't want you to be discouraged by what I'm about to say, but being a business person involves doing work that you might not enjoy. So if this is not something that you want to do, you need to be able to live with the fact that being a creative involves a certain amount of admin, involves a certain amount of organization.
Yes. Otherwise,
you're not going to survive. Like, you might not even be the best dancer, but if you can be organized and be professional and have all your shit in order, you'll be successful. That's fine.
Not the best dancer, but as you said, shit sorted.
Me too, honey. I wasn't dancing since I was 3. I don't know what's going on, but
I've been dancing since I was 5. At this point, I'm like, am I any good, or do do people just like me?
Networking is a skill. That's valid.
Oh, honey, she's got that little black book. She writes down your kids' names, your auntie's names, the birthdays.
Your mistress.
She's going to send you a message on the 16th of September saying, I'm so sorry to hear about your great aunt's 56th death anniversary.
What? Oh my God.
Did that make sense? No. Do I particularly care? Absolutely.
Yes.
What's the one common myth, aside from it takes hard work and a lot of stuff that you don't always enjoy, what's the one common myth about your career that you want to debunk?
That I'm a slut.
Actually?
Like, I'm sick of explaining to people that, like, just because you're a dancer or performer, that you're not, like, having sex with all your students or...
No.
Like, people, yeah. I think that's what contributed to the gay myth, because I don't
Yes.
men in the Latin scene, and apparently that's, like, not what people think is normal. So they're like, oh, she must be gay.
Well, I don't shit where I eat.
Amen.
So I mean, has she slipped up? Not with students. Never. Never in my life with students. Ever. Not once. Have I slipped up with another artist in the past? Yes. Not in the Latin scene. Not in the Latin scene. Not in the Latin scene. What's your favorite career memory so far?
I think it was the first standing ovation that I got overseas. It was like full house standing ovation performing with Sharon at Singapore Latin Extravaganza.
The pink costume?
No, the suit.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And you guys were in the Cuban heels.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you. I remember being so scared shitless because Sean was like, you can do this, you'll be fine, you'll be amazing. We'll just learn it, like just blah. And the gag is we were stoning our costumes in different countries because she got off to Singapore a full month before the festival. We had not finished choreography blocking. And she was sending me pictures of what she'd stoned, and I'd been working on a different area, so I was like, oh, I've done this. So we had to match it. So we were just constantly trying to keep up with each other's stoning. And the suits ended up being so heavy because they had so many crystals on them.
But can I just say, looking like this, the suits were beautiful.
They were stunning.
I remember watching it and just really enjoying the kind of like androgynous meets boss bitch meets you told me for centuries I couldn't wear pants, watch me slay the house down boots now, you know.
Very that.
And you do love a suit.
Oh, I have a collection. I remember my first suit I ever bought was my white one that I bought for my graduation for my bachelor's degree. I remember my mom trying to throw shade, being like, you look like a lesbian bride. And I was like, good, I don't care.
You look like a lesbian bride.
You're welcome. What do you want? But I do remember,
was she actually that nasally? Like, was she actually like,
it doesn't sound anything like that, but that's like what she sounds like in my head.
Oh yeah, like when I make my mom's voice, she's always like, but she doesn't sound like a pterodactyl.
I just remember being so shit scared backstage because we'd literally done all the blocking the night before when I'd arrived straight from the airport, gone to the hotel, in the hotel lobby, working out the blocking for this bloody performance. Next day on stage, shitting myself. I was shaking before going on stage. But the crowd reaction and the number of people that came up to us afterwards and were saying how much it helped them feel like they can do what they want to do in Latin dance, like not be stuck in a box with regards to gender boundaries and what they're allowed to do and what they're allowed to look like and which moves they can and can't do and all that kind of shit. It was so rewarding in such a short space of time. It was amazing. So it was a really good moment to like get out of my head and be like, it's not about you. Like, who cares if you're nervous? Like this is worth it because people need this.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most glorious things about our careers is that we honestly get to just stand on the side of the stage and go, it's not about us, but it is about us.
Yeah.
But in the sense that it's about us because our job is to go out on stage and bare our soul. But it's not always about us because the results that can happen on someone who gets to witness it
Exactly.
can be profound.
Yeah.
I remember when a gay guy, one of the gay guys in the Latin scene messaged me after SSMC when we'd done the queer showcase. And they were like, thank you so much. I'm so proud to be queer and in this community. And it's so wonderful to see the representation and to see it shine that way. And, you know, he was also probably just really happy that that now he finally had representation because it wasn't just someone that they thought was a lesbian. That's you, so you know.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Did you just call me?
Yes.
Yes.
That's getting cut out, but that's getting saved. That's getting saved as your ringtone. If you ever ring me, it's just going to be you going, yeah.
Yes.
I'm fine with that. I love that people get so scared of that word. I'm like, really? That's what you're upset about?
Will I put it on the channel? No. Do I love it in my everyday life? Absolutely.
Yes.
How is your career, your artistic career? Because obviously you weren't really expecting to be a dancer. It kind of just happened. How has your artistic career differed from what you thought it was going to be when you first kind of went into it?
Well, the biggest question whenever you start is, am I going to be able to live off of this? Like, is this viable, or do I need to balance the day job, like professional by day, dancer by night situation? And I remember when I made that switch the first time, I was like, it was hard work, but I was so proud of myself and it was so worth it to me. And that was, I remember putting a lot of value in that and being like, this is why you're supposed to be an artist, because you're able to be independent. You're doing it. And I had to really revisit that and switch that mentality around when COVID hit, because the reality of the situation is I needed a day job again, but it wasn't connected to my worth. But because I'd already pinned so much of my worth on, you're an independent artist. Before that, I had to undo all of that. Otherwise, my ego was just going to crumble.
I feel so attacked right now.
You probably know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. It was really, really hard. And I was like, oh my God, should I just quit? Because I can't make money off of this anymore.
Yes.
Point. And I was like,
and then you get angry, and then you get cranky, and then you go, yes. And then within probably 48 hours, you start to decompress. And we know by now not to post on Facebook when we quit our career, because tomorrow we're going to wake up and not want to have quit our career. I hate you so much.
Should we trim her, or should we just chuck her on like that?
No, just chuck her on.
Mm-hmm. But getting back to, do I get nervous? Yes. Not always, but yes. I'm the type of person who likes to be...
used to get nervous, or do you get nervous less and less as your career go on? Your career has gone on.
I have gotten less nervous as my career has progressed. There have been different situations that, from my personality type, have been stressful for me, because I'm the type of person who likes perfectly organized, orchestrated everything.
What? You never.
So when Sharon's like, we'll just block it the night before, she's totally cool to do something like that because she's been doing this for decades. My poor little green ass was like,
you were not green.
I felt great. I tend to just get nervous if I don't feel 100% prepared.
I love it.
Just less and less as I get more experience and as my career continues. So that's nice.
Yes. But also you learn what makes you nervous and you learn how to adjust. And we also learn how to, I don't think we ever get rid of the nerves. I think we've learned how to change them into adrenaline very quickly.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a physiological reaction and that can't be helped. So you just need to learn how to deal with it and be like, okay, I'm nervous. It's affecting my gut right now. What do I need to do to still be able to dance on that stage without vomiting? Or maybe it's your legs are shaking.
Yes.
Do you need electrolytes? Like, what's up?
How many times do I have to go around the corner to fart because I'm
She gassy.
She gassy. Okay, so we're going to do the last round of Justin's dumb questions and then we're going to wrap up. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Do you have a secret thing that you can do with your body? Extra bones, unrestricted movement, a webbed toe?
Yes and yes. I have extra bones in my ankles, so I have 2 more bones than normal human beings.
Yeah.
And I've broken one of them. And I can do this with my tongue.
I can't do that. I can't.
I'll teach you later.
Okay. If you had $80 million right now, quickly, what would you do?
Invest so that I don't need to worry about income for the rest of my life, so that I can just create with no boundaries.
Done.
Yeah.
You have one number that you can only ever perform again. What's the number?
Oh,
yes.
Actually, let's start with what style.
Okay, style would be Latin fusion, like my Latin fusion, which is mambo and hip hop reggaeton. I don't have one that like it's brewing, but it's not done yet, I would say.
Well, that was the end of bonus round. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
The rudest? I feel like I would my gut says cats, but like any bird that just goes at you, I feel like that's already.
That's my laugh. Have you not heard it? If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be? And we know people have thought you're a fruit, but you're not.
Is there a rainbow fruit?
What's the most use?
Dragon fruit.
Sorry?
Dragon fruit. Dragon fruit.
Yeah. What's the most useless word? What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Weirdest. So being multicultural, I don't really think of many things as weird to eat. So I think other people think that what I eat is weird.
Let me rephrase it. What's something that you have eaten that felt weird for you? Is there something that you put in your mouth and you're going, oh, texture? No. Like,
no, I'm not mad about
for example,
texture.
For me, oysters.
I love oysters.
The texture, I don't need the aphrodisiac. She's fine how she is.
No, I love oysters. I love seafood. Okay, the only thing where I was grossed out by it was sea urchin, but I think it was a bad one, so I need to try it again from a different sea, apparently. I've been told.
Don't let me down on this one. Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
Yeah.
Ew, for
yes.
sake. That's 3 people now. Bloody hell.
It's like sweet and sour.
Yeah, fair. I still don't get it, and I don't feel like you should be legally allowed to vote. Best prank on set or at work between the other, just because of the pineapple, nothing else. I just want to make that very, very clear before the
tone changed real quick.
Before the internet absolutely destroys me. At Woolworths, what are a bunch of items you would purchase to make it awkward for the cashier?
I don't know. I feel like...
Yes, you do know. That look you just gave me tells me you do know.
I feel like a funny combination... Well, it wouldn't be funny because they'd probably be scared, but like a combination of items where it's like, are you committing a murder tonight? But then you could also have a very logical explanation for a normal night.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would just spice it up. I would get like lubes, condoms, whipped cream, a knife, rope. You know, they don't know that the knife was just because I needed to replace a knife.
Right, and some bleach, just
to decompose the body. Hey Siri, where can I hide a body? The most important and the final question I will ask you today, as a dancer, where is the most embarrassing place you've farted?
embarrassing place I've farted. I think it's whenever you can't move from where you are. So like when you're judging, because you're stuck at the judges table. So they know it's you. Like
and
you're not allowed to leave
you're
because
just
they have like
holding
10 seconds between each show. So you're like
yeah, and then you're just holding it in, holding it in, holding it in, and then suddenly someone does something really beautiful on stage, and you're like, oh, release.
Yeah.
Has it happened to people like you're getting side eye from one of the judges going?
Look, so she is a master of her body, so no one has heard me when I didn't want them to.
Same.
And
is there evidence? No.
No. You just need to time it for when someone walks past.
Oh, 100.
So then you blame the person that's not there.
I don't feel like anyone's heard my farts. And I wouldn't say I'm a master of, like, they've definitely been there, but they've not heard it. I wouldn't say that I'm a master of my body though. IBS. That gives me a run for my money when she wants to go, I will literally say to my dance partner, I'm so sorry, I have to fart, and I'll walk out of the room.
At least you're honest about it and you're not inflicting that on people.
Yeah, and also because then if it takes like 2 or 3 minutes for me to come in, all I have to say is it was following me. And then they know, and they don't think that I'm just being lazy. Because at least they're like, oh, that's nice. Thank you for not, farting on me.
I'm sure anyone would appreciate that.
So, speaking of farts, your socials. Tell the children what a segue. I did not think. Speaking of the absolute junk of shit that is your social medias, let the children know where to follow you. Your social medias are like a fart. Please.
Oh my God. For some reason, even though we're in the middle of COVID, when you said my socials, my brain went to social dancing because I run social dance events when this pandemic's not in charge. So you're like, speaking of farts, your socials. And I'm like, excuse you?
I mean, look, it wasn't a great segue. Was it really? Yes. Was it? Did I think about it? No. Was it funny? Yes.
Maybe.
Social medias, babe, for people who want to follow you and find you.
You can find my social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but I don't really use that, but I'm there if you want it. It's all at Minx Minxette. One word.
I don't really use it, but it's there if you want it.
If you want it. Yeah.
Now, before we go, do you have any questions for me?
I don't know about questions.
Judgments? A lot.
Oh, no, thank you so much. This has been absolutely lovely. I love kicking with you. It's always nice. You've always been very, it's gonna sound dumb, but I know you'll know what I mean. You've always been very human with me. Even when you, like, no matter where your ego was or what you were doing in your career at that point, you've always just been very human with me, and I appreciate that. So.
Oh, thank you. I think the reason for that is because as much as you're honestly terrifying sometimes and your list of achievements, like after I didn't know who you were when I met you, but then after I found out who you were, there was a period of time where I was terrified. Whereas now I don't give a f.
Yes.
Also, you don't have a choice because I've just started calling you. And the difference is that I respect you a lot and I love you, but there's also a part where I just kind of like, I look at you and I see all the rainbows and I see the way you hold yourself and I'm like, safe space. Do you know what I mean? So like, I feel.
Yay, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah, I feel like I can let the guard down, which I don't do for a lot of people.
That's so special. Yay.
So, babe, thank you so much for joining me today. You just thanked me, but like, honestly, you have such an amazing career and such a beautiful story to tell. And you are one of the hardest working people. And you just keep pushing, and your makeup's beat, and I hate you for that. And
I hate the game, not the player.
I'm really excited to go to more competitions to lose by you. And one day I'm going to knock you off that pedestal.
Oh,
and baby.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, come on, babe. Thank you so much. Let's do a final cheers.
Ciao. Are you necking that?
Do you want me to?
I don't know.
No, I don't want to.
No,
I don't want to. No, I just thought about it. I just went, I haven't eaten since lunch and it's now like...
Oh God, no, don't do that.
Yeah, no. So guys, this has been Lockdown Lovin'. I am Justin Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us today. My incredible guest, Miss Minxette, or Minx if you're nasty. Babe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're a light in the world, and it's a very colorful one and sometimes obnoxious, and I get all wet about it. It's great. And guys at home, we love you heaps. And remember, don't be shit. Bye.